Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about LangChain Expression Language. We will build simple application using LangChain Expression Language, which is based on simple, conversational and retrieval modes. Here are the four modes. Number one is simple questioning answering mode. Second one is conversational mode. Third one is retrieval mode. And fourth one is conversational retrieval mode. So we will see how to build this simple application. First of all, we discuss quick introduction about LCEL, LangChain Expression Language. Then we will move toward how to build this simple application using LangChain Expression Language. So let's go to quick overview. What is LangChain Expression Language? LangChain Expression Language makes it easier to create new workflows called chains by combining existing ones in a simple declarative way instead of focusing on how something should happen step by step. You just describe what you want to happen. LangChain takes care of running things efficiently. In LangChain Expression Language, you do not need to write the whole code from scratch. You should just tell him in declarative way, not give everything step by step. You will just describe and just describe what you want, how your workflow will work from start to end. Give instruction like flow chart, how your different nodes are connected. Why we use LangChain LCEL? Number one, parallel execution. Number two, asynchronous support. Number three, stream mode, easy. Parallel execution mean if you want to run more than one task in the same time, then LCEL will give you that functionality. Asynchronous support, you can handle multiple requests at the same time, which will useful for server environments. Let's suppose you want to invoke or query two different queries to different models at a time. Then using asynchronous support of LCEL, you can do that. You can invoke multiple queries at a time to different models to take the specific output. Number three is easy streaming mode, easy. LCL lets you get output incrementally as it is being generated, so you do not have to wait for a whole process to finish. It gives you streaming output. Streaming output means you do not worry about wait for the response. It gives you response in a streaming way, step by step. For example, you query a model, it will generate token by token or step by step. As the words are outputted from the model, it will show you in a streaming way. You will not wait for the whole response to process and then show you the response. Let's go to see the simple examples of these three. Here it is. First of all, let's see the first one, parallel execution. How you will do parallel execution using LCEL. Here is the simple code. For example, you want two processes at the same time. How you will do that? You will import runnable parallel, and here is we declare two functions. One function give you square of the number, and the second function give you cube of the number. Here you will initialize the runnable parallel. You can see that at the same time you will call the square and cube, and here you give the number. Here you will parallel task dot invoke input number. When you run this line of code, it will parallel execute both square and cube at the same time. Let's run this and see how this parallel operation works. Python py. You can see input number 3. We have give the input number 3. Its square is 9 and its cube is 27. In this way you can see that how LCL will do parallel execution using the following, using importing runnable parallel. Next we see its second functionality, asynchronous support. Now we will see how asynchronous support will work. Here you will give any number and it will give square of that number. Here you can see we have invoked 2 queries at a time, and it will process these queries asynchronously. Okay, let's run this. Here you can send asynchronous result 10 and 20. Now see the third functionality, streaming output. Here is the, you will give some text and it will give you stream output. You will use stream functionality of LangChain Expression Language. Let's run this simple code and see how a response is giving in a streaming way. Not you have to wait for to generate whole the response and see the result. You will see how it is generating step by step, token by token output. Let's run this. Here you can see this is giving streaming output. This is a stream example. Now let's go to our main LangChain and see how this is working. You can see how streaming output is generated using LangChain Expression Language. So here is our main application. You first of all you import all the necessary libraries. We will use Streamlit for front end display. So a RAG application functionality is also integrated in this. So we will use Google Gemini model for taking responses, and we will, for embedding, we will use Hugging Face embeddings. For vector storage, because we are building RAG application which is give answer to the queries on your own data. You will upload your own document and it will give answers to you from your own document. For that we will use Qdrant vector storage. Okay, let's first of all we will define a class for building the 4 functionalities. In this simple class chain, we will first define a function QA chain. In this QA chain, you will give query to large language model and you will simple take responses. So for that you will use this functionality. For conversational chain, in this you will give queries to the large language model. The large language model give you results based on your previous history or your context. The context history is also considered to generate output. The third one is retrieval. The retrieval is based on your own data. You will give your own documents text, it will give you answers from your own data. And the fourth one is conversational retrieval. In conversational retrieval, it will also give you response from your own data, but it will also consider your past history or context. Okay, so in this class you have defined 4 functions. For simple QA chain, conversational chain, QA retrieval chain, QA retrieval and conversational retrieval. And you will see how to use LangChain Expression Language to generate streaming output. After that we will use Streamlit for front end. So we will set page configuration, we will set page titles, etc. for front end display. Here is the code, and after that we initialize vectors. How to store vectors in Qdrant vector store? I have already made video on that, in which we have discussed about LangChain and how to store vectors. So in this we will use existing vector stores. I have already stored my document in Qdrant vector store. We will use that. In this I have already stored my embeddings in Qdrant vector stores. So I will use existing collection from Qdrant. And next we will initialize the model. Here we initialize the QA chain, initialize the model. You can select from sidebar of the Streamlit to choose which functionality you want to. Here is the chat template. For simple QA mode, you can use this. You will use this chat template. For conversational template used for conversational and conversational retrieval. For both we will use this template. And for retrieval template, simple retrieval template, you will use this template. Here is the chat history display function, how you will display the chat history in your Streamlit front end. Here is the code for handle simple questioning answering. Okay. And for conversational mode, you will use this. In this it will give you answers based on the previous history. And for retrieval mode, you also need vector storage and number of chunks or number of documents you want to retrieve. Okay, for retrieval you will see the following code. And for conversational retrieval you will use this function. Okay, here you also need history and vector storage and number of chunks or documents you want to retrieve, and then based on that chunks you will see the response, and you will submit your query and you will at the end you will submit your query and it will give you response. Let's try to run this simple application. It will give 4 functionalities. Let's run and see output results. For that I will use Streamlit run app.py. Now our code is running in backend. Let's see what is the output. Here you can see LangChain Expression Language. Currently over vectors are initialized in the backend. It is retrieving vectors from the Qdrant vector store. Here you can see in the sidebar we have 4 modes. Simple question answering mode, in which in this mode you will ask question to the large language model and it will give you responses. In conversational mode it will give you questioning answer based on your previous history. In retrieval mode you will give your own data. Based on your data it will give you responses. And conversational retrieval it will give you responses on your data, but it will also consider the past history. Let's see step by step how all these 4 modes will work. First of all, we enter the query in simple question answering mode. What is AI? We will submit this query and see. You can see here, you can see how the streaming response is generated. Token by token response is generated. Here you can see generating response, and you can see this how this is generating response in step by step. We do not need to wait for the whole response and it is generated. Now we will see how conversational mode will work. We will click on conversational mode and here it is. And in conversational mode I have to tell you that it will give you responses on your past history. Let's give him the some context. It is considering your past history or not. My name is Anjum. I am from Bah AJK. Tell me about AI in 2 lines. Let's give this query and see what happens. Here you have seen it is generating streaming response. I have given the query and it is on the basis of the query it will give you response. Now we will give another query to this and check whether it is generating the response from the past history or not. Let's see that. I have already given my name and my place to this. Let's answer question about that. Where is Anjum from? Let's query this and see it will generate the response on the past history or not. Let's submit this. Yes, it is. Anjum is from Bagh Azad Kashmir. Anjum is from Bagh Azad Jammu and Kashmir. I have already given this information to this. So it is giving response from the past history also. Now let's see the retrieval mode. In retrieval mode it will give answer on your own data. Okay, here I have selected retrieval mode. Here you select the number of chunks, 2 3 4 number of chunks or documents from the vector store. So I have selected 2 chunks for to retrieve it from. Here is the document I have given it. I have stored the embeddings of this PDF document in the vector store and I will ask question from this document. Let's question about them. This document is about Allama Iqbal. So I will ask a question. When Allama Iqbal got Nobel Prize. Okay, I will give this query to this because the document is about Allama Iqbal. I will enter submit. It will generating response. Here is it. You can see it is generating streamed response. The provided text states that Alama Iqbal was about to be nominated for the Nobel Prize when he died on April 21, 1938. It does not say he actually received the prize. You can see it has given the right answer from my documents. Okay. Now see the conversational retrieval. Okay. Here is the conversational retrieval. Let's give him some context. My name is Anjum and I am 30 years old. Let's submit this again. You can see that Allama Iqbal never received a Nobel Prize. It will give answer from that. Now I will submit another query. Okay, on the basis of the past history. Tell me age of Anjum. Now I am giving question about giving question on the context. Is it giving answer from the context or not? Let's submit. Here you can see Anjum A is 30 years old. It is giving answer from my past context. Okay. So you can see that how LangChain Expression Language generates streamed responses. So you can see I have used LangChain Expression Language to build this simple application, and it will give you stream output. So this is it for today. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.